Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Do It Yourself Designs. I'm Marcia. Today I have a great idea to share with you. It's this beautiful patchwork dress I saw, Alexander McQueen dress, and it's absolutely amazing. And it's very expensive though, over £3,000, and now it's been reduced for £1,500. Well, still quite expensive for a lot of us. So, and I realized I have quite a lot of leftover materials from different projects. I never used it for anything because the pieces are not big enough to do anything, not big enough to make a blouse or a dress or anything. So, and then you end up not knowing what to do with it. And then when I saw this dress, this Alexander McQueen dress, I thought it was such a beautiful, stunning dress, and I could maybe do something similar and use up all these leftover materials I have collected over the years and make this gorgeous dress. So that's what I did, and I would like to share with you step by step how I did it. Please, I would like to invite you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done already. Thanks very much, and so let's get started. I found this gorgeous close-fitting line top which looks very similar to the top section of the Alexander McQueen dress, so I thought it would be ideal to use it for the top section of the dress. It's a beautiful pattern and is a Vogue 7733. I'm using a dress I don't wear anymore for the lining of the dress, and I'm cutting also the top sections and the skirt. I'm using an A-line style pattern for the skirt section, but you can use a skirt or any other pattern you might have. And here is the pieces that I have traced over into tissue paper from the original pattern. I'm using the front dress photo as a guide to cut out the front pattern sections where I'm going to join the pieces of silk together to look similar to the original dress. I will allow some seam allowances in these sections that I'm cutting in the middle because it wasn't originally in the pattern. So here I am allowing that seam allowance in that section there. With the other sections of the pattern, the seam allowances are already included, so I don't need to allow extra for that. Here's the back section of the top. Cutting all around. I'm using a soft cotton as backing for the silk because silk is such a soft material, and it needs something to add a little bit of body into it. So I'm joining all the pieces together with basting stitches so they won't move when I start sewing all the pieces together, and I'll treat it as if it was one piece of fabric. Here they are, all pinned up, ready for sewing. The instructions shows how to apply the boning to the lining of the top. So here I found one that has got the encased boning, which has got a piece of fabric There are different types of boning. There's some without, like this one here. So you apply to the seam allowance like that. You create a channel and you add the boning inside the channel. But I'm not using that one, so I'm using the one that is already covered with fabric. So I will stitch it in both sides, right in the middle of the seam. After cutting the boning, make sure that you file the edge so it won't be sharp and it won't dig your skin. Then you fold it over on the edge and sew right to the top so the boning won't come out of the casing. The dress doesn't have a pointed front and back, so I decided to straighten the edge like the original dress. I'm using one of my skirts to measure the right length for the skirt so I can cut the frills that I will need it. I'm cutting the lining into strips, which will be the connectors between the ruffles for the skirt. I'm going to add 4 ruffles for the skirt, so I'm cutting 4 connectors all in equal length. So to calculate the length of the connector, divide the final length by 4 and then add seam allowances. I'm using one of the connectors to make the patterns for the ruffles or frills. Trace into tissue paper and then I will use the slash method to spread the pattern and make the beautiful flounces. As you can see, the original dress skirt, the ruffles are not gathered. They are like floaty flounces. That will save me a lot of time, as I won't need to spend time gathering the layers of silk, which can be quite time consuming. I'm putting a mark on the paper every 4 centimeters so I can slash and then spread afterwards. I spaced out 1 centimeter between each gap, and then I stuck into with tissue paper, and now I'm cutting all around, and then I'll have my pattern for the flounce. I have placed tissue paper under the silk fabric before cutting to make it easier, because otherwise it would be very difficult to cut as silk is very slippery. I pinned the first connector to the bodice of the dress just to make sure it fits, and it does. Now I will remove all the pins and use this first connector as a guide to make sure the others are the right shape. I have numbered all the connectors 1, 2, 3 and 4, so I won't get mixed up in the end when I add the ruffles to it, so I know exactly which layer goes where. So this is one of my layers of silk. They are beautiful ruffles, and they look more elegant and fluid than if you just gather them. I'm really pleased how this dress has turned out. It is really stunning. I put in good use all those leftover materials. I made a beautiful Alexander McQueen inspired dress. I'm absolutely in love with it. I hope I also have inspired you. If so, please leave a comment, like and subscribe to my channel. It will be very much appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time with another very inspirational idea.